Don't wait for a crisis to invest in emergency food storage. Do it today at lifereliance.com. Click the link below to visit their website. Check out their emergency food preparedness products and survival packs. Be prepared. Give you and your family the peace of mind they deserve, because we don't know what tomorrow brings. Click the link below right now and enter promo code SAVEAMTV for 10% off your order. Free shipping on all orders in the United States. That's lifereliance.com. Hey everybody, I'm Christopher Green, and you're tuning into AMTV, Alternative Media Television. It is Monday, September 28th, 2015. In today's video, you'll learn the real reason that Vladimir Putin of Russia is fighting a war against ISIS with a team of other countries, like Syria, the Bashar al-Assad government, like Iraq, which the United States, I guess, fought Operation Iraqi Freedom at one point, but now has sided with Russia and Vladimir Putin, as we demonize him as the next great Hitler or Satan or boogeyman or something like that, and also countries like Iran. You know, at face value, it appears that Russia is actually on our team because they're fighting ISIS. They're fighting radical terrorism. They're fighting ISIL, the Islamic State. But that's really not the case at all. You see, it appears that way at face value, but really, Putin is a direct enemy, and the U.S. is a direct enemy of Russia. Is it possible that the creation of ISIS and ISIL was a covert operation by the West and intelligence agencies like the CIA to serve American and Western interests in this part of the world, to create even more instability, more craziness in the Levant, to help spawn this arguably more radical element in the name of ISIS that is cutting people's heads off? Is it possible the United States is responsible for the deaths of 1 million plus civilians as a result of the illegal invasion and attack of places like Iraq and Afghanistan? Is it possible the U.S. and intelligence agencies here are responsible for the death of up to 250,000 people in Syria? Is it possible the United States and Obama and his administration is responsible for this migrant crisis? Hundreds of thousands of people flooding the borders into places like Europe and the United States to flee this extreme and hostile environment. How does this serve the interests of the United States? Well, let's see. The overflow of people actually creates more instability, accelerates the toppling of this upside-down pyramid that makes up the welfare states in Europe and the United States. It helps to usher in the one-world government, this system based on two parties, which is really just one party and the Illuminati all-seeing eye. ISIS, just like Al-Qaeda, serves U.S. interests. You know, the United States used to back and support people like Osama bin Laden before they turned on him. It's why the United States has propelled revolutions and re-revolutions in places like Egypt. It's why they've taken out leaders like Muammar Gaddafi in Libya. You know, while Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State overseeing Benghazi Gate, what difference does it make?
The fact is, we had 4 dead Americans. Was it because of a protest, or was it because of guys out for a walk one night who decided they'd go kill some Americans? What difference at this point does it make?
In the deaths of Christopher Stevens, if you've done any of your homework, you would know was actually working as a part of U.S. intelligence and trafficking guns illegally, weapons of war to other countries in the Middle East, to create all this instability, to create an environment where they can use fear. Where the senator of South Carolina, Lindsey Graham, during the GOP debate said the only reason that more than 3,000 people didn't die during September 11th and it wasn't 3 million was because ISIS doesn't have nuclear bombs. That reason. The reason they can justify this police state, the National Spying Agency, wiretap you and your grandma's cell phone illegally and anti-constitutionally through the guise of fear. Again, folks, this is all a part of the agenda. Russia, the U.S. aren't on the same side. You see, ISIS is working against Russia. That's why the United States has helped to propel it. It's why they've helped to create it. It's why there's a bloodbath in the Middle East today, to justify even more war, to justify a further invasion. The same reason Obama said he isn't afraid to use force in Syria at the UN today. Just like George W. Bush, who sold us on the live WMDs, which proved later to be false. Just like in 2013, our government sold us the lie through the mainstream media that they owned, that Bashar al-Assad had gassed his own people through the Ghouta chemical attack, proved to be bullshit as a result of third-party investigations and spearheaded by the UN, the United Nations, and people like Carla Del Ponte.
I was a little bit stupefied that the first indication we got they were about the use of nerving gas by the opponent.
This is all a part of this geopolitical warfare, this build up to war. Just like General Wesley Clark said, folks, we're taking out the entire Middle East. We're not stopping with Iraq or Afghanistan. We're taking every single country out.
This is a memo that describes how we're going to take out 7 countries in 5 years, starting with Iraq and then Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and finishing off Iran.
Through proxy war after proxy war, the latest being Syria, on our way, and on the way through into the agenda that makes up our war, an eventual war, an attack of Iran. You know, we'll blame other groups, we'll blame entities like ISIS or Al-Qaeda or another terrorist organization at the time for the reason for the attack. They might even stage a false flag here in the United States, blow up the financial system, or a bomb goes off. Again, it's our politicians that are selling us this fear. You know, people like Lindsey Graham that wants to send 20,000 more troops to this part of the world as a result of creating and helping to foster this crisis in the first place. This game of lies, this interwoven web that makes up this propaganda campaign. People like Edward Snowden, double if not triple agents working for both sides, and maybe someone else we don't even know about, WikiLeaks, Julian Assange, Anonymous, all tied into this convoluted web. The rabbit hole digs deep that makes up this propaganda war, which results in a physical one. Confrontation after confrontation, the big banks financing both sides of the war for profit. Sell fear, use fear, create these radical elements to justify and to catalyze what the original agenda was. Do it through the mouthpiece of President Barack Obama or the new president that only works for these corporatist-backed interests that really own the United States of America. Through the mouthpiece that makes up the mainstream media. Keep the Americans perplexed by the gladiator games and what's going on at the NFL, etc. Through mass entertainment and Hollywood and video games. Don't pay attention. Don't see the real truth with your own 2 eyes. Again, these people are looking out for you guys. Yeah, Obama's looking out for you. The NSA is looking out for you when they're spying on you. While they're reading your emails, while Hillary Clinton is blowing up her own email server. Yeah, these people are acting in the best interest of you and your family. They want to take care of you. They're not elitists. They're not the kings and queens of thousands of years ago. They're just one of the average people. We're supposed to believe that. All of this extremely dangerous. ISIS serves the interests of the United States. It's why there has been a direct consequence and reaction in this movement and the establishment of a military base outside of Latakia, courtesy of Putin and Russia, while they're defending their ally, while they're working with Iraq and also Iran in this buildup to war. This violent, historic conflagration in the Middle East. I'm Christopher Green. Get this video out everywhere, make it viral, hard-hitting it in your face, and click the link below to support our sponsor.